interesting topic. Today we'll be learning about the benefits of competing. Now tell me, how many of you have attended or been in a competition? Riddhi, why don't you answer? I've been in a drawing competition, clay making competition, and two others. Wow, that's interesting. What about you, Adarsh?
I've been in a soccer competition. I've also been in a chess competition. I've also been in a lot of inter-house competitions. And I've also been in a lot of Olympiad competition and spell quest competitions.
Wow, that's an interesting list. What about you, Adwai? I have been in inter-school competition. I have been in drawing competition, in type of racing competition in which I only win in relay, by the way. And I have been in Olympiad competitions for 2 years. Nandan?
I've been in Olympiad competitions, skating competitions, drawing competitions, and other.
Deepti, what about you? You're on mute.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've been for some competitions way back, but all that I can recall is my recitation competition and sports. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, and I'm really glad that all of you have been a part of competitions. But I've seen that there are also many kids who are nervous of being a part of any competition. Why is that? We all know the answer. Because we think that competitions make us nervous. They aren't good for us. They make us stressed out. They don't give us time to do other activities such as homework, dancing, football, gaming, etc. But for once, have you ever tried looking at the benefits of competition? If you haven't, it's your lucky day. That's what we'll be doing today. Let's start. What does competition do? What are its benefits? It helps kids to push themselves to be better. Competition is not always about, hey, I'm better than you, hey, I'm better than you. But we always try to be better than somebody, which is good. But it's not that good if you're doing it all the time and you're not enjoying the activity. But we don't realize that while we are trying to compete, we push ourselves to be better. We try to come up with better ideas. Let's move on to the other one. Competition helps kids to showcase their talents. Well, yes, that's true. Competition helps to give kids visibility. They have it, and if you are in a small competition as well, you will be happy, you will enjoy it. But sometimes when you win a competition, let's say you came first or second or third, you get a certificate or you get a trophy. So that ways you can showcase your talents, no matter what competition it is. It may be a football competition, a drawing competition, a painting competition. But what are you doing? The main thing is that you're showcasing your talent. Now, let us understand the next one. Competition helps kids to innovate. Well, that's pretty self-explanatory, but it makes kids innovate with each other. That is, if it's a competition which requires teamwork, then kids can innovate. I'm sure now I've been seeing that many of you have been part in solo competitions, but have you ever been part in a teamwork competition? Riddhi? Actually, I've not been in a teamwork competition. That's why. Yeah, I expected that from many of you. And don't worry, it's totally fine. Advait?
Swasti, you have 1 minute, so you have to wind up in 1 minute.
Yeah, I'll do that.
I've been
Advait?
in a relay competition in which our team became second.
Okay, that is good. So, did you innovate with your team? Did your team actually encourage you? Did you encourage your team? Was there anything like
Yes.
that? Wonderful. That is one of the benefits of teamwork. It helps kids to lose gracefully. It helps kids to understand that it is okay to fail, it is okay to do that. But you need to enjoy the activity, and next time in another competition, you'll be better. Now, let us understand the last but not the least point. Competition helps kids to improve themselves. So basically, it's self-improvement, which is really related to the first point. So I don't think there's any need to explain this unless you didn't understand the first point. Does anybody have any doubts?
No, and Swasti, I think you should wind up now.
Yeah, I have the thank you note now. Thank you. You all were great students. Thank you, teacher.
Okay, fantastic. All right. So what I think is, well, I'll take your feedback, but I think you gave a very, very good presentation. You kept all the learnings of yesterday's session in mind. You engaged your audience. What I loved about your presentation, your teaching style is you engaged your audience. You made sure that no one goes back into his or her zone, which is the sign of a good instructor, a good teacher. Yeah. So fantastic. And also the content was well presented. You engaged your audience. I've already shared that. You shared good content. You explained each and every point, which is great. You kept asking if everyone was able to understand, follow, which is good. Okay. So all of it was fantastic. I have just one, and I don't know whether I should call it an area of improvement. These are activities, right? And I won't even call them activities. These are micro activities, right? So you have to keep track of the time that is allotted. Of course, you can overshoot the time by a minute or so, but the time taken was too much. I did not want to interrupt you because I know it breaks your flow, but I want all of you to keep track of the time, okay? Because, you know, it's a scheduled activity in everyone pitches. And having said that, I just loved the way you trained your students, you engaged them, and I'm sure each one has a lot to take and go back with, right? After going through the presentation today and yesterday, right? So can we have a round of applause for Swasti? Great. So let's take the...
Actually, ma'am, I actually started to take notes.
See, you already have, because your students are engaged, they want to take notes, which is a good sign, right?
And yesterday, I increased my talk by 3 minutes.
Sorry, Advait, can you repeat that?
And yesterday, the timing for to become a teacher talk was at least 5 minutes. I increased it by 3 minutes to make it 8 minutes.
Yeah, correct. So we all have to keep track of the time. I know that, you know, sticking to the time is a little challenging. A minute here, a minute there is okay. All right, good. So Rashmika, I can see your message. Yes, but Rashmika, I really suggest that you do something about the internet, because what I've noticed is that there's a lot of network issue that you face, because of which you keep the camera off, and turning the camera off gets you off the spotlight. Your learning then gets limited. Okay, so please do fix it. And from next time onwards, let it become an exception. Okay, one odd day, fine. Otherwise, your cameras need to be on. Your network has to be working, right? And otherwise, fix it. Yes, one odd day it will happen with all of us. Please fix it. And this is not for me. This is for your learning. Good. So are we ready for today's session?